A couple of weeks ago, we said that XRP Ripple was stuck in a large descending triangle pattern and that a break to this level here, which is 195.87, could take you to the downside. I shorted myself here and booked some profits on the lower levels here. And then on the bounce, I actually shorted again and got stopped out here uh, with the market then actually turned lower. But overall, still managed to get a bit of value, a bit of money out of this. And now, what is quite interesting is that if you have noticed, crypto isn't really trading much lower despite what's happening in the world and despite we're having potential economic slowdown because of the Trump tariffs. Now, we published an article on this on thinkmarkets.com where we talk about the importance of M2 and how that suggests that Bitcoin can go all the way towards its all-time high. And we're starting to see some interesting patterns here as well in XRP. I'm not sure if you're seeing this, just looking at this, but we are approaching that trend line. So obviously breakout trend line would suggest that the speed of the downtrend would be over, and that's an interesting thing to watch because sometimes when you break the trend line, you go maybe half of this length. But that's not really why I'm recording this. I'm recording this because we have something far more interesting, which is that we're working with an inverse head and shoulders. And we could simply just put a line like that. We ignore this level here, but you can see this is the head, left, and right shoulder. So this is as simple as it can get. And then we can measure the base. So we can measure from here to here or like here. I'm going to measure here so we don't get too aggressive targets. And then we simply add that here. And then we highlight the potential target, which is here, is 2.67. So break 2.1974, and that would possibly send us all the way up by 21.68% to 2.67. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Even if we don't necessarily go all the way up towards that level, we have $2.47 per coin, and that could potentially as well work as a potential target. Now, the way I work and operate with this is that it's all about the risk to reward ratio at the end. You can see here we sort of spent very little. The volatility was really low. So if we imagine there will be something similar, then we might, I'm not saying gonna be able to do this, but maybe get away with a sort of a stop loss. So we buy on the breakout, stop loss just below, with a potential risk here of 2.89%. And if we reach the first target here, the risk to reward ratio is 4.33. And if we reach the upper level, you're looking at 7.47. So you can see here, even if we hit that big picture target, then obviously very good risk to reward ratio. But we don't have to. We can actually hit just this target here, which actually makes more sense. Okay, because many times when you have a break like this, it will not immediately turn bullish unless the market maybe was really bullish from the beginning. To give some idea, you can see here if we would draw a trend line here, when we breach that trend line, the market just pushed to the upside. Although if you can see, I know, yeah, it's correct, it breached here. But then at that point, we're actually already ultra bullish. So when we had that break, it was natural to turn bullish here. It's not as simple. So probably just gonna go up a bit, down, up, and then might go down again because it takes time for the trends to flip. Okay? With that said, keep a very close eye on 2.1974. If we have something positive from the US government, Powell already said that they're probably going to make it easier for banks to deal with crypto, then that could be a good start of a push here if we get something like that, like a big news. But we don't necessarily need the big news. We're already seeing a bit of bullish price action across the board.